How's it going, everybody? Welcome to week 16. This is last week. We are wrapped up. No more world history after this. You've learned it all. There's plenty other things to learn, but at least hopefully you have a good foundation of kind of why things are the way they are this in 2025. So soon to be 2026. I read over your discussion posts. Seems like everyone kind of similar things that maybe weren't really sure what to learn about world history, but kind of again everyone sort of talked about sort of some major trends, political colonization or technological industrialization trends that have shaped the common world or the present world. So that was good. I gave a recording. I recorded myself a little recorded response. I only had 30 seconds, so I had to kind of move really fast. So if it's a little jumbled, I apologize. But I read over everyone's good on that. A little reflective. And again, this final exam, same thing. Just sort of reflecting on what you don't think of it like. That I just want you to kind of show me what you've learned in the last 16 weeks. Show yourself what you've learned in the last 16 weeks. In this week, not a whole lot of real new information. I really just kind of wanted to sort of zoom out a little bit and look at looking at data, things we have, studies that have been taken. This Our World in Data does a lot of these things, and just to remind people that 2025, though there's a lot of doom and gloom, and you hear everything, the end of this and that. And that's purposeful. I mean, that's what gets clicks, gets people reading. But if you really drill down into the data, I mean, we're living in a very peaceful, prosperous period of human history. Major wars. They're not to say there aren't conflicts that are going on at the time. I gave a little talk about sort of a little background of Russia and Ukraine, a little bit of Israel, Palestine, since those are kind of two little hot spots. Though you could look at Sudan. There are various other places, or right now there's Cambodia and Thailand are having some conflicts. It's just kind of to give, but as of like global scale wars, those, right, we haven't had one in a while, and not to say it won't happen. I mean, maybe it will. You never know what's going on with world history, but overall, like interstate between two nations, those conflicts are a relatively smaller scale. There's definitely like civil wars. This idea of nations, we've talked about nations, the difficulty of forming nations. So, that's still ongoing, but so conflict, but we also see sort of a rise in democracies, which again, not that saying democracies are perfect, they're not, but versus the alternatives of an autocracy where you're just sort of told what to do with no rights. You can kind of see why, democracies at least kind of put those citizenship and rights out there. So we see a drastic increase in democratic states. Poverty, drastic decrease in global poverty. Child mortality rates, I think, is the best thing. That's gone way down due to science and technology and birth knowledge about births and medicines, hospitals, access to healthcare, all of those things. Poverty's gone down. Is there still an issue with global wealth inequality? For sure there is, right? I gave some statistics on that. So again, we have some challenges. There's still some things out there. Global warming, climate change, our use of carbon. Obviously the data says that carbon in the atmosphere is increasing. There's scientists who are saying these are the possibility outcomes of that if we don't do anything. It's up to kind of I guess I'm in the driver's seat now. Our generation, we're working on it. For not just that, but for a lot of issues that are going on. So, but that's kind of what I wanted to say. Just sort of zoom out a little bit. That yes, if you wade through kind of the voices on the internet, we're doing pretty good overall, right? Technology. The pros and cons of that. With AI, what's that going to go? That's relatively the last 3 or 4 years. That's become a thing. And social media before that. All these things that are coming up. The internet, it gives you on one hand access to all this information, but on the other hand, sort of dilutes where this information is coming from. So it's a challenge, but I think we can all do it. So that's kind of my message for the end of of History 152. State of the world as we are. Overall, again, I'm a little bit more of an optimist. I think we're doing pretty good. I think we'll face the challenges. Humans, as history has shown us, humans have done pretty good of overcoming a lot of obstacles in our history. So yeah, I think that's it. And then just the final exam. Again, it's next Wednesday from 9 a.m. in the morning to 11:55 p.m. Anytime within there, you have 2 hours. Totally open note. You can use anything you want from the course materials. There are review guides, review terms. Please turn those in by Friday. Just get those done, and then you can have a review guide as well. The only thing is, don't copy off the internet. Don't use AI. There's the last section. The only one new section is an essay section, which again there'll be 3 questions. You choose one of those questions. There'll be terms associated with each question. You kind of integrate the terms. They associate with the exam question into your response. So again, it's sort of broad scale, kind of sweeping, more zoomed out history stuff, historical trends, ideas. Incorporate those terms within your answer. Again, don't just throw that in AI. I'm going to throw it in AI I'm going to throw it into the AI on my end. See what it comes up with as answers. Just kind of get an idea what's out there. But I really want your words. I mean, this is your chance to kind of say, hey, here's what I learned over the last 16 weeks. And if you do, I got like 5 classes of things to grade. If it's just a bunch of AI stuff, and anywhere in your final, I'll just give you a 0, move on to the next one. I want to hear your words, your ideas. You've had 16 weeks to kind of think about world history in a broad sense. So use this final exam to show me what you've learned. All right, great. I think that's it. Have a good rest of your week and a good winter break.